Going on YouTube, Cloverbells here back with another Scarlet Violet video, and today we're hopping back into the rank ladder to showcase one of our own teams today. This is a Koraidon Calyrex Ice Rider team that we made as one of our June rentals, believe it or not, but we haven't really got a chance to showcase it. But I did see that Calyrex Ice Rider and Koraidon did very well in a recent Japan tournament over this past weekend, right? Not this weekend, but the previous one. That was the 300 person Teru Fest that took place in person in Japan, and one of the top placing teams was a Calyrex Koraidon team, and they had very similar ideas that we had here. We both had, of course, the two restricteds, then the Flutter Mane Chi-Yu. They had the Raging Bolt instead of the Iron Hands that we have here, but again, still similar concept. And again, you want that slow electric coverage on your team. Again, they also call this Bolt Beam, which is again two good ideas when it comes to synergy, right? Electric attacks and ice attacks as a whole. So I figured, yeah, I mean, we were right on the money with the ideas with the squad here. So might as well just showcase it. First of all, the rental was made for us, right? Just because we ran out of slots. So thank you, ExpressoShucko, for making the rental for us. Again, they are also another VGC player who also has a YouTube. We'll link their credentials in the video description below, so we thank them very much. But again, if you're wondering why Calyrex Ice Rider and Koraidon can function together, really it comes down to defensive synergy. Just imagine what Koraidon and Calyrex are weak to. If you can pivot into the other, you're just able to get resistances into that, right? So imagine Calyrex, again, weak to fire type attacks, weak to steel, which are two types that Koraidon can resist very, very well. And then at the same time, Koraidon being weak to Psychic and being weak to Ice, that's also attacks that Calyrex can also resist very, very easily, right? So it works there. One is a slow Trick Room option. Another one is a faster attacker. So there's some good ideas there. And then after that, some of the partners can function with both of them, right? So again, Brute Bonnet, which is again almost like a different kind of Amoonguss, because again you still have the Mushroom that can click Rage Powder and Spore. That works always with Calyrex, right? But it also works well with Koraidon here because again, Photosynthesis will give it a defense boost, so you can better resist the physical hits. Something like Body Press from a Zamazenta, even though it's super effective, you can live it if you have the right EVs, which we do. Okay, and then from there you still have the dark coverage that you need for something like Lunala or a Shadow Rider, especially if they don't Terra. And then Seed Bomb against the water attackers like a Koraidon, like a Kyogre and an Urshifu, right? So that's good for that. And then Iron Hands also, which again is not a Photosynthesis mon, right? Unlike Raging Bolt, but it does give you a bulky Trick Room Sweeper to go with Calyrex that also has Fake Out Pressure. And again, Iron Hands is also very nice in the Miraidon matchup because again, in electric terrain, you're just getting that strong attack boost, and then you're just going to deal out a lot of damage there. In terms of Flutter Mane and Chi-Yu there, again, very, very good Pokemon to have on some teams. Flutter Fish combo, as we call them. Both very fast, especially when you're paired with Koraidon. So you could easily lead Koraidon plus Flutter Mane or Koraidon plus Chi-Yu, and then they would both benefit in the sun, whether it be the speed boost or the damage boost, for the Chi-Yu in that case. But you can also just leave Flutter Mane and Chi-Yu together, right? You can click Icy Wind, then you can click Snarls, just for some damage mitigation, or just, deal out early offense and let, something like Calyrex and or Iron Hands or Koraidon clean up in the end game potentially. But, you have fast mode here and you have slow mode there. So lots of different ideas to explore, and hopefully we can showcase most of them in today's video. So without wasting further time, let's just go straight into the rank battles. Okay, almost looks like hard Trick Room there. There is a Chi-Yu on the field. Ooh, this actually looks not amazing either. I do think our Iron Hands could be good here, but it really just depends. Can Chi-Yu come to this? I'm not sure. I think maybe these guys get left behind. Maybe it's just Brute Bonnet time. Right, Brute Bonnet. Maybe Brute Bonnet Koraidon. That's just how I see it. I could be wrong, of course. Indeedee Calyrex wouldn't be amazing either. Maybe. How do I want to do this? think I do like Brute Bonnet in the lead, but do I want it with... Oh, maybe with Chi-Yu, technically. Right? Yeah, actually, let's try this. Let's do Brute Bonnet Chi-Yu. And I do like my own Ice Rider. And do I bring Koraidon? I think Iron Hands might be a little bit better here. Especially after Terrain is gone. Yeah, let's just do it like this. Alright, let's roll. So, again, couple of things that he can do. He can bring that Urshifu, which is why I have the Brute Bonnet there. And if he goes the Lunala route or Indeedee, this is also why I have a Brute Bonnet. There could be a Terra Fairy coming out, but yeah. Let's see what he decides to do. Okay, and we are going to see Indeedee Calyrex here. Alright, so, not terrible. I might have to actually Terra the Brute Bonnet here. I don't want to take that Glacial Lance. The Indeedee, again, just forced to keep clicking Follow Me's and whatnot, but I would like a Spore, potentially. Is there a Psychic Seeds coming out? There is a Psychic Seeds coming out. So maybe he might not click Trick Room. But we are the Impish Brute Bonnet. We do have Iron Hands on the field. But I think this is just an easy Terra Water play. We can go for the Spore immediately. He might just Protect. But I might have to just go for the Heat Wave play. I could Spore the Indeedee. Actually, better play. Yeah, no, we'll still do this. I can Spore the Indeedee, right, and still click Heat Wave onto the Calyrex. I think this is still like, okay, let's try. Okay, because, you know, the Calyrex might just click Protect, or he might click Trick Room on the Indeedee instead. Alright, so I'm accounting for that. So let's see if we do get this right. Okay, alright, it's just a simple Follow Me here, so we'll just click Heat Wave. We might hit the... We're not going to kill, right? It's just going to do a lot of damage. I would love a burn, though. Alright, and we do click Spore on that thing, so this way we get rid of the Redirector. This might be... This should be just be a Trick Room play here. Alright, it does click Trick Room, which is pretty good for my Brute Bonnet, I would say. Because we can Spore, right? And that Calyrex took a lot of damage, I'm not going to lie. So we can Spore again. Right, we can Spore that slot, keep stalling his Trick Room, and keep clicking Heat Wave here. Right. His Indeedee is shut down a little bit. He's actually just going to swap the Indeedee here. So a sleeping Indeedee is in the end game. So if we can survive this early game, we have the late game pressure. It's actually just Ursaluna coming out here. And he's going for high horsepower. I think he actually just missed. Alright, so here comes the Spore onto the Calyrex. Now, this is unfortunate, right? Just because, you know, we are going to take it out unless we actually miss it. Alright, we do connect on the Heat Wave. Alright, that's pretty decent there. So he's got a sleeping Indeedee in the back. There is Lunala as well. Chi-Yu looks really good in the endgame, potentially. Alright, but we have Seed Bomb pressure onto that Ursaluna, so he's going to be forced to Terra a little bit. Alright, and it actually is the Lunala coming out here. So, how many turns of Trick Room are left? I want to see the board here. There's 3 turns of Trick Room. I can Spore something. I would rather Spore this slot here. And he might just be forced to Terra something. Right? I still have the early game Heat Wave pressure. I do have the Calyrex and the Iron Hands later. I think Calyrex can take one. But we'll swap the Chi-Yu now. Alright, but again, we do anticipate Facade. And I just need to see which one is going for the Terra here. If it's the Lunala or if the Ursaluna. Alright, I would imagine... And I get to see the speed interactions here. It could always be a speed tie here. We do see the Terra. But which one is this? It is the Ursaluna. This is probably just Terra Normal here. Oh, it's Ghost! Wait, ooh! Oh, we definitely want to preserve Chi-Yu then. Alright. So here we go. Wide Guard comes out. Okay, well, that's a wasted turn for them. Because we did pivot out the Chi-Yu there. It's going for Earthquake, which we definitely eat. Right? And we get to Spore this Lunala slot, which is really good for us. Oh my god, he crit the Calyrex. That's so unfortunate. That is really, really unfortunate. Okay. But again, that burn chip is really hurting him. Okay. 2 turns, alright? 2 turns of Trick Room. He can click Facade. Then next turn we go into Iron Hands. Potentially. I think a Glacial Lance can actually just take him out. Alright, again, sleeping Indeedee in the back. We have the better endgame. Okay, we just need to like survive. That Earthquake was just a little bit too much damage. That's unfortunate for me. But if he does it again, I think we can still live. And I still think Glacial Lance is a pretty decent play to be able to pick up the KO here. Let's try. And then, you know, again, I am adamant. Let's see if he clicks Earthquake again. Alright, it's actually just Facade. Alright, that's good. Alright, so there's the Facade. We have to hope that Lance does enough damage where at least the Burn Chip will take away the Ursaluna. Alright, here's Glacial Lance. We break Shadow Shield, of course, which is good. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be close. Alright, Lunala takes a sleep there. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Just a little bit more. Oh, it's lefties Lunala. Ooh. Alright, but we have Iron Hands. Okay, but again, Hands is not going to be enough here. Can't even click Fake Out here. We are Brave Nature. He might be Brave Nature on his wrist. We can always protect. Okay. Here's Hands. Alright, 1 turn of Trick Room left. Okay. I still want the Chi-Yu because, alright, here's the way I see it. The Ursaluna goes splat right now. Okay, and if I just preserve... I think Hands can survive. Alright, even if Hands dies, it's like fine. I still think we can just Wild Charge. And if anything, just protect the Calyrex. Right, because next turn Chi-Yu will be the win condition here. Alright. So even if he kills the Iron Hands now, it's not the worst thing. I just need this last turn of Trick Room stalled. And I think we can take 1 Earthquake if he decides to go for that. Alright, he does go for... He's going to hit his own Lunala here, which is good for us. Okay, there is the Earthquake play. Alright, he does take out our Iron Hands. He crit my Iron Hands, actually. But, again, sleeping Indeedee in the back. We have the better endgame. Trick Room is gone. Alright, he can lefties all he wants. Even if he had Protect, it's not going to help him anymore because he Earthquaked his own Lunala. And now the Ursaluna goes splat. That's fine. We're good. We preserved the win condition. Which was the Chi-Yu in this case. Perfect. Alright, and now, even if he wakes up, it doesn't matter. Because the Indeedee has to take a turn of sleep. Okay, Chi-Yu comes out here. And there's not a whole lot he can really do at this point. Alright, there it is. And I think this is just easy Dark Pulses all around. Alright, and then I'm just going to click Glacial Lance. I could even click Trick Room again, but I don't think I need to. I have a Scarf Chi-Yu on the field. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, I mean, just click Dark Pulse here. And click Glacial Lance here. That's it. Battle was canceled. There it is. Well done, well done. Alright, we're playing Ask Ketchum here, and here we go. We've got typical Calyrex, Zamazenta, Smeargle stuff there, and there is a Tornadus. Alright, another Wide Guard threat, but count the ice weaknesses. Quite a few there. Okay. I do think... Oh, how about this? Wait a second. I do think Chi-Yu is actually a pretty interesting lead here. We can break Sash. We're faster than Smeargle. Even like, actually Flutter Chi-Yu looks really strong. You know, just again as a nice leady here. And then in the end game, I still like Brute Bonnet because we can always pressure the Calyrex. We leave Koraidon home is the question. Koraidon looks good against a lot of what he has. However, let me try this way. Let's go with the fast one. Let's actually leave the Ice Rider home. As weird as that sounds, I think having Koraidon for the Zamazenta is just a little bit more important. Maybe. We'll see. Alright, let's see how our opponent decides to play this. Okay. Okay, Smeargle and Calyrex. Yeah. So we can do a couple things here, right? We can force stuff. I think Snarl is looking pretty good. You know, just as a whole, we stop the... And even if he wants to fake out, yeah. Alright, so I think Icy Wind is a great play here. And also just a straight Snarl. We have the Sash. The problem is also, he clicks Fake Out here and he clicks Astral. That's not great either. But we'll have the speed advantage. Okay, let me think about this. Do I Terra Ghost here? I think I want to catch him. I have a plan turn 2. Let's see. Okay, he actually doesn't tear. Well, that's us first. Okay, we have to see. All right, so we tear it first, right? Again, there could be fake out coming here. You just never know with these things. Oh, okay, he just clicks protect. All right, well, that's a good play for them. All right, that means he's definitely going for Spore. Not what I want to see. But the question is, what is being spored? That's good damage. Alright, and I would love if this Icy Wind would pick up or crit here, but I know it's not going to. But it might. Smeargle's defense is not all that great. Oh, okay, that's perfect. That's good, that's good. That's all I needed. that's just all I needed. Alright, good. Smeargle is off the board turn 1. All is well in the world. Okay, what is this? It is Zamazenta. Alright, Wide Guard is a play. Wide Guard is absolutely a play. But so is Shadow Ball here. And again, we're just forcing him to keep clicking Wide Guard, ideally. And even if he clicks Astral, you know, this is also why I have Brute Bonnet here. Right? For like a little bit of a resist. And you know, Zamazenta doesn't really want to deal with some ghost types later on. So we'll preserve the Chi-Yu win condition here. Let's go into Brute Bonnet. Okay. And now he's forced to Terra, right? Exactly. Now, if this is Dark, I'm sad. If this is Fairy, I feel a little bit better. Okay, I'm a little sad now. Alright, but we have the Moonblast play now. We have the Moonblast play. Alright, yeah, see, there's the Wide Guard. Okay. And here is the Astral Barrage. Okay, that's fine here. So now I'm also going to make another play. It's Life Orb. Wait a second. All right, and again, Shadow Ball comes out here. Not going to do a whole lot, but a little bit of chip. We can protect here. He might click Body Press. But I would love a Spore. So here's another risky play. Let's go into Koraidon here. He might just straight up protect. And we can click Spore on this. Or actually, we can Spore this slot. How do we want to do this? I want to get the defense boost up on the board. It's going to be a close call here. I don't know if we can live the double up. Let's try this. Let's see if I get this read correct. I think I might get this wrong, but I'm expecting a potential protect here. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay, now he's just going for glory here. All right, so there's the Astral. Is this just straight body press into Brute Bonnet, which we might live? Okay, there is a body press. Okay, not... We didn't get that read right. Okay. Alright, but you see, here's my thought process, right? If we just... You know, we have... Now we have this. Okay, we have the Chi-Yu, we have the Scarlet. We also have a Flutter Mane now that also gets a speed boost. Right? So... This is okay, right? Because now I get the free switch. I can outspeed the Calyrex, force it to protect. He's already Terra'd, right? And now we can just click whatever we want into the Koraidon there. Alright, so we have Flame Charge. We even have Flare Blitz. Flare Blitz actually just kills me. But we also have a Chi-Yu waiting. Protect is obvious also from the Calyrex there. Does he do it? I think he does protect. Because he knows I'm faster now. We're gonna do the double up. Show me the protect. There it is. We love it. Okay, there's the protect. Alright, so now this is free Moonblast into the Zamazenta, just in case the double up wasn't going to be enough here. Flutter Mane always outspeeds. Close Combat comes out. Yeet. Alright, goodbye Zamazenta. Now we have Chi-Yu still in the end game for whatever's left. We just have to make sure that the Calyrex is off the board. Chi-Yu with an overheat should be able to pick up whatever comes in, I would imagine. And we are Life Orb too. Alright, what is this? Smeargle being off the board was great. Raging... Oh! That is another problem. That actually is a problem. Because he can just Thunderclap the Flutter Mane and then I lose. Okay. Yeah, that was the... Actually, that's the one mon that we didn't really want to see. Okay. I have another plan. Actually, do I have a plan? Let's say he's slower. Okay. I don't think he's actually slower. Alright. Yeah, he went for Thunderclap into Flutter. Now we just have to hope that we're faster, but I don't think we are. Yeah, see, he's just going to click this. Just probably Timid 252 Astral. Alright. Yeah, he always has the Thunderclap play. Okay. Alright, now we have Chi-Yu. We have a Chi-Yu on the board. Still, that we can Snarl. It's very bad. Alright, he's losing Life Orb Chip. We can nuke now, if anything. But we always have Snarl. Okay. We can still keep clicking Protect if we have to. Snarl is on the board here. We can still click Heat Wave, and that might still be enough to take out the Calyrex. Overheat is also a play, but again, not amazing. I think just maybe Snarl just in the end game might be really good. And then we just keep him honest, keep clicking Protect here, but he's +1, right? I feel like I just have to go for the Overheat play. But I still need some damage. I don't want to lose all my attack. Yeah, I think it just has to be like this. Okay, we get the double anyway. Alright, so that's good in a way. Alright, Thunderclap coming into the Flutter. Alright, we're Scarf Chi-Yu here. We just have to hope we hit. And we do. It is enough. Okay. That's very good for us. Somewhat. Oh, he clicks cancel. But in my opinion, why don't you try and play, right? Because again, you still have the Thunderclap play into Flutter Mane, right? And then, you know, I'm locked into Heat Wave, which you still resist. Okay? I think you play it out. I think Raging Bolt can, you know, has a shot at pulling that out. I don't think you need to forfeit so easily there. But he did it. Okay. This is Miraidon Lunala stuff, but no Ursaluna there. It's just one of the bears. He's got Incin. He's got the other Ogerpon. Very underrated Ogre. Alright, so if you're running the Wellspring Ogerpon, does that mean that Urshifu is just Terra Dark there? I would also imagine that Whimsicott is just Sash. And who knows with these people, they might be just doing like Endeavor shenanigans. So there's that. I still think that Calyrex looks pretty good here. If I can get up the Trick Room. I think also Iron Hands looks pretty decent as well. You know, just because I do have that fake out pressure. I understand there's like Incineroar and stuff, but it's not a huge problem we can deal. You know, we do have high horsepower if we have to. And then I can always switch the Iron Hands here. Alright, so let's just do it like this. Like Iron Hands Calyrex as a lead. We'll bring Koraidon in the back if we have to. And then I do think Chi-Yu is the play. I think I necessarily need the Brute Bonnet here. Yeah, I think this is okay. So we'll play for that potential endgame, right? Assuming the Whimsicott comes out here if he wants the earlier, faster advantage, but we're gonna go with the slow route. I would imagine Incin has to come here. So if he brings the 2 Restricteds and Incineroar, what's your last one? Is it actually just the Whimsicott, right? Alright, let's see. Lunala Miraidon. Alright, so both Restricteds immediately. So there could be Incin from the back. You never know. But we can always put pressure now. And just go for the Glacial Lance. Right? Now, of course, there could be Volt Switch. But we can always fake that out if we have to. Right? So, Ghost typing here, again, getting a nice little special defense boost. He might have Moonblast at play, which again would not be amazing. So, is there Incineroar in the back? Is my question. That's what I want to know. I don't want to take a Moongeist Beam from the Calyrex, so I may just have to Terra Water here. But I would like to fake out something. I would like to do this, maybe even force a potential Terra here. This seems not great, but you never know. The Lunala might flip Trick Room for us, but we'll see. I just want to at least break Shadow Shield. Alright, so he actually stays in, so no swap. Very interesting. The question now is, because I am Terraing, okay, and they are not, right, because I Terra first, is he just going to give me the Miraidon for free here? It's actually just, oh, okay, so he's actually just going to click that. Alright, well that's actually bad news for me. Alright, so Fake Out comes out. I guess that's actually why he let it. Alright, but here's my other play. Alright, so there's Glacial Lance. Okay, not amazing. And now I Terra Watered. Okay, yeah, I guess he could have just did that. It would have been an easy play. That is an easy play for him. Alright, but now, what about this? We do have this, and then we can still protect here, right? And then, if anything, yeah, we can still like protect here. This is okay, right? Just in case. All right, so we'll protect Calyrex here. He actually stays in as well. That's good news for us. All right, he was going for the Electro Drift into the Calyrex. This might just be a Moongeist Beam into Iron Hands, maybe even Moonblast. All right, it is actually just Moonblast, so we might be Terra Fairy on that. Re-eat that, of course. All right, and here is the low click. All right, perfect damage into Miraidon there. So we get rid of one restricted. All right, so not a great turn 1 for us. Much better turn 2 for us because we got the kill on the Miraidon there. All right, there's the Ogerpon. Okay. Which, again, we can easily just... you know, again, Wyguard could also be coming out here. But again, this is another easy Wild Charge play. He might even just protect this slot. I still want to break Shadow Shield potentially. And now this is probably the turn where I want to go for Trick Room here. Right? And then we'll play it around that. But Chi-Yu is still looking very good in this endgame. Okay, now we do see the Terra Fairy. He might just be going for the kill onto the Iron Hands now. Okay. Now, of course, I am susceptible to the grass attack from the Ogerpon, but I don't think that kills me. Unless he doubles up here. It actually is a Wood Hammer. We should live this. Yeah. Not amazing live, but we do live. Okay, and then this is a straight Moonblast. But is this into Calyrex or is this into Iron Hands? It is into Iron Hands. Alright, we actually live. Oh my goodness. Iron Hands, the champ, the AV and SPDEF investment. Alright, so now we get a free switch. We break the Shadow Shield and we get up Trick Room. Okay, but of course, there is the threat of Wide Guard here. Okay, wait. Oh, actually, we actually live. So what we can do now is, if he clicks, does he actually click Wide Guard and Protect? That's my next question. All right, I still think Low Kick is great here. I also want to Drain Punch and stay alive potentially. It's like Low Kick is so obvious there, right? Because the Iron Hands will just drop. I still want to Wild Charge this slot. And maybe, and still click High Horsepower over here. Let's see if we can get this right. Okay, there's the Wide Guard, but is there a Protect coming out? Onto the Ogerpon there? For satisfy? Oh no, it's not. Alright, so then we just do this. Alright, now I don't know if this actually kills. Alright, we might, it's gonna be close. I don't know if this is enough though. Let's see, High Horsepower comes out. Oh, it just lives. Yeah, I figured. Alright, unfortunate. Wait, he went for Ivy Culture. Hold on a second. That is the wrong play. I can't understand. Alright, so he went for that instead. Alright, so now we do have Koraidon coming out here. However, of course, there is Trick Room up onto the field. So I have to kind of make some kind of play. Now, we are able to resist a lot of what he has here. I think I can Flame, have the Sun out. What is that? What else is in the back? It's probably, is it Ursh? Because then Flare Blitz can just pick this up. And then we can still click Glacial Lance here. Honestly, I just want to see. He clicked Wide Guard twice. Does he click it a third time? Does he click it a third time? Okay, he just canceled the battle. Wait a minute. Why don't you play that out? Why don't you play that out? Whoa. Oh my god. Okay, we've got Talonflame, which we haven't seen since a non-restricted format. We've got a Sun stuff with Venusaur and Groudon. Then he's got Walking Wake there. Charizard and the Vivillon, right? So one would think that Vivillon is Sash. That means what is on the Venusaur? Very interesting. I think this is an easy Trick Room play. Almost, right? Because, again, I also still think we just lead these guys. Iron Hands and Calyrex. He leads the Zard, we Terra Water. Right? And then after that, we bring, I think Bonnet can actually do something here. And Chi-Yu also looks good in the ending, but I still think like late game Ogerpon, Koraidon's still like very good. Sun versus Sun, Koraidon versus Groudon. Just realized that. The other direction I could have gone was, you know, just Chi-Yu, Flutter Mane, right? I could have even did that. And just go for like Icy Wind stuff, break Sash that way, and then Chi-Yu go for these hard-hitting fire moves. It's Talonflame and Groudon. Alright, there we go. So we can easily click Glacial Lance here, I'm not gonna lie. However, that Groudon can easily just go for the Terra Fire right now. Now, is there Quick Guard on that Talonflame? That's what I want to know. Alright, I think either way we click this, and he might just Terra Fire here. And then he might even just nuke the Calyrex, right? I don't think I need to Terra just yet, but I will definitely go for the Trick Room play here. Let's see what he does. Ah, he did have the Quick Guard. Of course he does. Oh no, that's not good for me. Alright, but if he can still miss, right? He can still miss. Oh, he went for Fire Punch. Okay, that doesn't kill. Yeah, no, that was never going to kill. You had to Tera Fire there. Okay. Alright, so now we got this going. Alright, so now, if you're going to do this, then... Okay, look, I might actually lose the Calyrex. Talonflame is still full health, but... I still think Low Kick is a very good play here. To the Groudon, and I'm still going to click Glacial Lance. I'm going to force you to click Tera Fire here. Alright, we'll still deal some chip into the Talonflame. Is there a Sash on... Oh, he went Terraflying Talonflame. I see. Okay. Alright, yeah, he's going for the Brave Bird. Ah, yeah, because of Gale Wings, right? Okay, understandable. Alright, well, you burned your Brave Bird that way. I guess I understand it. Alright, here's the Low Kick. Alright, Groudon takes a lot. Another Fire Punch. Alright, into Iron Hands there. Alright, very interesting. But now look at this. We've got Brute Bonnet. Yeah. So good play on the Talonflame for Quick Guard. Better, even better turn 2 where he just says, you know what, I'm just going to nuke the Calyrex there. Alright, but now we can Spore. And... Again, I still think even Drain Punch looks good here. So I can still Low Kick the Groudon here. And I can technically even just Seed Bomb it. And just take out Talonflame this way. So what if we just did this and just nuke it with the Seed Bomb? The problem is I don't think it kills. Right? So what I might have to do is just Wild Charge this. Believe it or not. And just Spore the Groudon here. Force it to maybe Protect. Oh, he actually doesn't even do that. Alright, so we'll take out the Talonflame. Okay, and then we'll Spore the Groudon here. So we'll minimize the board this way. Yeah, I gotta say, we we didn't play the first couple of turns correctly. But again, we did call the Quick Guard on the Talonflame. I didn't think he would actually have it, but it does make sense to have it. Okay. And we can easily just Sucker Punch and Low Kick that play. Otherwise, we have to see what else comes out. Still has a restrict. There's the Zard. That is also another easy Spore target. And again, we can Wild Charge the Zard. He already Terra'd his Talonflame. And I can just Seed Bomb this. Right? Alright, here we go. Zard. Alright, thanks for coming, Zard. Alright, and then Groudon didn't even... I don't even think this Groudon has Protect. He didn't even try to Protect one time. Alright, Poop Bonnet. Seed Bomb comes out. I don't think this kills. Okay, never mind, it kills. Alright, yeah, so we're good here. We're chilling. Because now we've got Chi-Yu to clean up in the endgame, potentially here in the sun. Alright, and it's Walking Wake. That's fine. Again, we can Spore that as well. So, good couple of turns from our opponent. I don't agree with the Tera on the Talonflame. I think he could have definitely saved that. But we can easily Drain Punch now. Right? And we can Spore. We can force out a Protect here. Alright, Drain Punch comes out. Get a little bit of recovery. Yeah, this guy is not protected a single time. Alright, I think he just jumped onto ladder with something fun. Alright, here we go. Spore. Very nice there. I give him that turn. And now we can just beat him with the combo of Seed Bomb and Wild Charge here. Right, Dimensions return to normal, that's fine. Alright, so I don't think there's anything he really has to beat us with. Right, whether he... I think we can just Wild Charge him from here. And then I can just, again, Seed Bomb. He can click Flamethrower. I don't think it kills. So I think an easy play is just to Sucker Punch just in case he does wake up. Alright, he was definitely going for an attack there. Alright, and he stays asleep, so that's fine. So Walking Wake and Iron Hands were able to do this. So in a way, you know, Calyrex didn't need to be the cleaner here. You know, all he needed to do was set up Trick Room, and Iron Hands and Brute Bonnet were able to do the job here. So, yeah. Better opening from our opponent, but mistake on the Tera there, and you know, us clicking Trick Room was good. Alright, this is Miraidon Grimmsnarl screens with Ursaluna Now that, all right, so oh, he's actually named Joseph. That's our name. So we're playing against the mirror. All right. So we know Wide Guard and Earthquake is a play there. I like Lunala Chi-Yu here, believe it or not. I think the only thing that can really give it, you know, even like Flutter Mane, you know, Icy Wind support, right, with Protect and whatnot. You know, Lunala is just the main threat here, so you can get rid of that. We're free to click Glacial Lance and stuff. I do like these guys. I also like Iron Hands potentially here. And do we just leave one of the restricteds behind? The thing is, he's got Grimmsnarl, right? So that's the other problem. Maybe if Iron Hands Flutter Mane is a better lead. If he leads Fake Out, that's not good. I want to see how he plays this. I'm going to go with Calyrex here. I'm going to leave Koraidon behind here. Let's see what he does. My question for them is, do they bring the Incineroar? I think you might have to, just because Fake Out and Knockoff is so good, and then Will-O-Wisp and whatnot. But what do you lead here? It's just going to be like Grimmsnarl Light Screen stuff, with Miraidon clicking Volt Switch. I would imagine Grim got to come out here. Miraidon Lunala, actually. Oh, this is what I wanted. This is exactly what I wanted. Okay, especially when we have Snarl. Oh, this is great. I thought Grimmsnarl or Instantly would have been like very good for them. All right, but they led this. So one would imagine that there's Ursaluna in the back. All right, there's the seeds there. Okay, here's the thing. He might suspect the Wide Guard here. So what I might have to do is play it a couple ways. I can still Moonblast this thing, right? So I'll go for single target plays. Let's go Moonblast here, and let's just go Dark Pulse over here, right? We have the speed advantage, so you can only Terra one of these things. I think this is the way to go. See, he has to Terra immediately, right? Before the turn 1 Terra, but which one is it? Is it the Miraidon or the Lunala? It's the Lunala. So this could be Terra Fairy, ideally. Yeah, it is Terra Fairy. That's okay. We force that out. We still break Shadow Shield, which is still like fine. All right, so we could even get like a flinch there if we're lucky. It's actually just Volt Switch. All right, so he does click the Volt Switch. Now this might be Ursaluna coming in, believe it or not, and that will take the Moonblast. But if he gets a Trick Him Up. Oh, it's actually just Instant. See, he did have to bring the Instant. So there's probably Ursaluna still in the back, but there is the Incineroar that we thought he might have to lead with, but here it is. All right, here's the free Moonblast into the Instant. Oh, that's definitely not AV. Okay, and there is... Okay, we didn't get the point. So he actually is just straight up attacking, but is this into Flutter or into Chi-Yu there? All right, it is into Chi-Yu there. Okay. So now next question is... I would still like to protect Flutter here. He's clicking Moonblast also. It's not amazing either. Did do just about half. I don't think he clicks Fake Out. I think I really want the Instant gone. So I actually will just Terra here. And I'll preserve the Chi-Yu and go into Calyrex. I don't think he clicks Fake Out into the there. All right, yeah, I think this is like ideal. Yeah, let's do it like this. I can take a Moonblast. All right, we are at Calyrex. All right, but we do need the Instant off the board here. It's annoying. Okay, and that's us. Again, 1 HP Flutter Mane. Terra Fairy. You know, and I'm doing this because I need the extra little damage on the Instant. I don't know what they might have there. So this is still like, okay. Alright, so we Terra the Flutter Mane here. The Instant went for Fake Out into the Chi-Yu slot. It crits my Calyrex. Alright, and here is the Moonblast. Okay. Going into... Oh, it actually lives there. Oh, I guess we just had a better damage roll. Alright, but this is definitely going into the... Oh, he actually went into the Flutter Mane slot. Oh, well, so much for Artera. Alright. Not great here, but we do have our own Iron Hands. Oh, wow, I'm actually surprised. However, check this out. We can fake out the Lunala now. And we can go for our Trick Room play. Okay, and now he gave me Electric Terrain. Okay, and I'm sure he doesn't want to give me... there's not a real great switch into Glacial Lance, believe it or not. So I still think I'm gonna go for it anyway. Like, he might just preserve the Incin here. But what does he have that can come into this Glacial Lance? Alright, and we're still gonna keep the pressure onto the Lunala. I think also Trick Room would have been very good here. Yeah, I think Actually, no, Trick Room was the better play. Yeah, he's gonna swap in the Incin here. But what is he giving me in exchange? He's just gonna give me the Ursaluna, which actually still might live. Alright, so we go for the fake out play here. And here is the Glacial of Lances. Okay, the Ursaluna actually lives, right? Because again, we're not max. Alright. Flamewar comes out. Alright, now we have a lot of pressure here. But I do think the Trick Room needs to come out here. What's really... Now, he could still be like Brave. We are Adamant. So there's the advantage. Right? Now, there is the chance of Wide Guard. I also understand that concept. But does he do it? I think just to respect it, we still click low click over here. And I think either way, I still go for the high horsepower here. Yeah, it's actually just going to go for Moongeist Beam. Okay. Okay, we live that. Okay, and we get off the high horsepower. Again, a little bit of chip on Lunala. And it's Headlong Rush on the Ursaluna. Wow, he didn't even go for the Wide Guard. Okay. He did not go for the Wide Guard. That's not good, ideally. Alright, and then there's the chip there. Okay. So, here's the plan. That Ursaluna is going to get cooked in the next turn here, but we can still pressure it right now. I outspeed it, I know I do. But Instinct coming in is not going to be good, especially with like fake out stuff. So, my play is actually just to click Heat Wave and hope he doesn't click Wide Guard and just set up Trick Room. That's my best play. And it's a read we're just going to have to make. We just have to see clicks the Wide Guard here. Alright, or a potential switch out. Oh, he doesn't. Alright, then we just pick this up. Alright, perfect. Oh, that's great news for us. Okay, because now we click Trick Room, and even though Instin's coming in here, we can just click Glacial Lance and it's fine. And we'll force the Miraidon to pick here. Alright, and we have Trick Room. Alright, now he'll bring back his Miraidon. Okay. And he'll also bring out Incin, which is at like 1 health. Okay. Alright, and again, Fake Out is on the board. He knows I'm Scarf. Okay. So if he fakes out Calyrex and he clicks an attack into it, it's not, again, ideal. I think we can still win it. This is also like another, like we have to click Heat Wave no matter what here. Question is, do we protect on the Calyrex or not? I think you just always fake it out here. And then Miraidon just clicks whatever he wants. I think we just have to protect here. Just in case. Like, it's an easy play. And we'll see what Miraidon locks into. Alright, it is a fake. Oh, he faked out into the Calyrex. Okay, but he still might go first just because he might just be Specs. And I don't think he's Scarf at all. Oh, it's actually just What? He's gonna kill his own Incin? Discharge coming out? No, that ain't it, man. Oh, I think he just sold it. Alright, so now he hasn't won yet. We are not max. Alright. So now we just have to hope a single Glacial Lance is enough. Let's see. Alright, Glacial Lance comes out. Okay, we win. Alright, perfect. Wow. Alright. Too close for comfort. I can't say I didn't play it all that well. I think Discharge was definitely a throw there. But yeah. Alright, so here's the rental one more time. So give our Koraidon Calyrex Ice Rider squad a go and let us know how you do. Some games, you know, I didn't quite play cleanly. You know, I did make some mistakes, right? But we still played well enough to come out in the end game, right? And, you know, part of this is also identifying your win condition, right? Because even if you don't get off to the greatest of starts, if you can preserve the win con, then you're going to play better in the end game. Even if you didn't quite get the opening or middle turns quite correct, right? Then the first game was a pretty good example of that, right? We preserved the Chi-Yu, right? And that way we had the better board state against a sleeping Indeedee and a Lunala that was already chipped past the Shadow Shield point, right? But Calyrex did what it was supposed to do. Iron Hands was good. Brute Bonnet, you know, came in a couple games, right? And Flutter Mane Chi-Yu also did what they were supposed to do when we asked them to, right? So there were also a couple games where we didn't even bring both restricteds, right? So you don't have to if you don't need to. You know, I can't stress that enough. If you only need one, then you only need one. Okay? But anyway, we'll be back with another video in the next one. Stay tuned. We have some other stuff coming. You know, besides just the battle videos, we have things to showcase that aren't just like battle related. So, you know, just be on the lookout for what we put out in terms of the video. All right, but that's it. Have a good one. See you next time.